A rhythmic wooden clattering, much like the discharge of a heavy machine gun, shatters the total silence of the swamp. The source is the shoebill. Standing 5 feet tall with pale, unblinking eyes and ash-gray plumage, it appears less like a bird and more like a prehistoric glitch. It haunts the Bangweulu wetlands of Zambia, a remote ecosystem where the conditions for life are unforgiving and the competition is constant. To understand how this avian dinosaur persists in the modern world, we have to observe a day in its brutal, highly specialized life. While every bird today descends from ancient theropod dinosaurs, most have traded their ancestors' ferocity for the lighter frames needed for modern flight. The shoebill is a rare exception, retaining a heavy, menacing cranial structure that seems out of place in the 21st century. Its primary weapon is a massive, clog-shaped beak, a specialized tool that defines its entire existence. The mechanics are built for maximum impact. A heavy hinge concentrates force at the razor-sharp hook at the tip, generating enough pressure to crush shells and sever spinal cords. This beak is a highly engineered execution tool, specifically calibrated to dismantle the armored prey of the African marshes. Its strategy is known as collapse hunting. The shoebill stands perfectly motionless in stagnant, low-oxygen water, sometimes for hours at a time. This requires immense physical discipline, waiting for the exact moment aquatic prey is forced to the surface to breathe. It often targets the lungfish, a creature that is itself a prehistoric relic, protected by thick, heavy scales. More ambitious hunts target juvenile apex predators, including young crocodiles that stray too far from their mother's protection. When the target surfaces, the bird collapses its entire body weight forward, plunging face first into the mud in a fraction of a second. In a resource-scarce environment, this high-energy strike must be successful. The shoebill cannot afford the caloric cost of a missed opportunity. The same ruthlessness that governs the hunt is present within the isolation of the nesting grounds. A female typically lays 2 eggs per season, a biological insurance policy against the high failure rate of the swamp. Shortly after hatching, a violent behavioral phenomenon takes over the nest: siblicide. The older, larger chick systematically attacks the younger sibling, bullying and starving it to ensure it remains the sole focus of the parent's attention. The parents do not intervene. They actively ignore the weaker, dying chick in favor of the one most likely to survive. This behavior is driven by the harsh energy constraints of the wetlands. As this ledger shows, the caloric output required to raise 2 massive apex predators is often mathematically impossible within their territory. In the shoebill's world, natural selection is a conscious, ruthless daily practice required to keep the lineage alive. Extreme specialization is an evolutionary trap. Being perfectly adapted to one specific environment makes a species exceptionally vulnerable to even minor changes. The global shoebill population has followed a steep downward trajectory, with current estimates placing the number of remaining individuals at fewer than 5,000. This intersecting data shows the cause. Agricultural expansion and human encroachment are rapidly draining the African papyrus swamps. Their low reproductive rate prevents them from bouncing back. A pair that can only raise 1 chick at a time cannot recover from rapid population hits. The prehistoric traits that make the shoebill a dominant predator in the mud are the very same factors ensuring its fragility in a human-dominated world. The shoebill is a study in duality, a brutal killer of the wetlands and a fragile relic of a vanishing age. Observing its daily survival provides a direct look into the behavioral playbook of its theropod ancestors. When this massive bird finally takes flight, its heavy, powerful mechanics command the horizon over the endless marsh. Preserving the shoebill keeps our last true window into Earth's deep, dinosaur-ruled past wide open.